Hello, welcome to Face to Face with me. I'm Desi Anwar in a program that brings the world to your screen and where we meet people who make a difference to our lives. And in this episode, I take you to the northern border of Thailand, where for the last 26 years, the Doi Tung Development Project, under the royal patronage of the Thai Princess Mother's My Pha Luang Foundation, has transformed this area once known as the Golden Triangle, the center for drug trade and the growing of opium, into a beautiful and successful tourist destination, giving economic livelihood to the formerly poor hill tribes living in the area. And at the center of the project is someone responsible for implementing the Princess Mother's vision. He is simply known as Kun Chai. Let's meet him here on Face to Face with Desi Anwar. I meet Mom Rajawangsa Disnada Disco, known as Kun Chai, at the northern border between Thailand and Myanmar. Not long ago, this area was part of the opium-producing region called the Golden Triangle, a center for drugs and arms trafficking, controlled by warlords who paid local hill tribes to grow opium and engage in illicit trades. Today, the mountains of Chiang Rai are lush with trees growing coffee and macadamia nuts, and huge, beautiful flower gardens that attract tourists from all over the world. It was hard to imagine a few decades ago this area was not only unsafe, but also barren due to deforestation and slash-and-burn farming. I'm eager to find out who was the brain behind the region's transformation and what was the dream behind it. Only Kun Chai, the man who had been instrumental in making that dream a reality in an endeavor known as the Doi Tung Development Project, could give me the full story. Kun Chai, we are here at the border of Thailand and Myanmar, and wow, it's a stark contrast. Lots of trees there, very few trees. Tell me a little bit about this area.
Well, actually, when you look into Myanmar, it's, the land is denuded, the trees are deforestation. So what had happened actually in Thailand, it was the same. We go back 30 years ago when we came here, all this area is the best place to grow opium. You see, once upon a time we were condemned as the Golden Triangle. That means this is Myanmar, this is Thailand, and that's over there is Laos.
And there somewhere, China.
China's way up in the north there, which is about a few hundred, 150 square kilometers, 150 kilometers only. So this the Golden Triangle was very famous for producing, opium. But may I say that clapping with one hand doesn't make any noise. That means the supply side. The Golden Triangle, we produce opium because the people up here, they have no water. If they have no water, what can they grow? They have to grow rice to eat. So that is the rain-fed rice. All right, so we don't have enough irrigation for the rice, so the yield is very low. So due to the local wisdom, they know that they can grow opium. And so after growing rice, they grow opium in the winter, which is suitable. The Ensemble is the best place to go to grow opium, marijuana, coca, as well as coffee and tea. In those days, the government didn't reach to this part of the world.
So this is neglected?
It's neglected because it's a
conflict zone.
It's a conflict zone, and it's not really Thailand. It's the warlords, so to speak, control along the borders everywhere in this world, really, whether it's rugged hills and so on and so forth. So they got the so many tribals, and then they have to look after themselves. That's why opium is necessity for them, for cash crop, to get the cash to buy food to eat, and also use for medicine. When we take the dentists to help the people, toothache and so on, we open up, they put the opium in their tooth. If they get headaches or stomachache, they eat opium. And that's what in the old days. But once Her Royal Highness came over, we bring in the modern medicine as well as giving them the opportunity in lives, show ways and means how we can change if they would like to adapt to the better situation. No one wants to be bad in this world, but they can't afford to be good because they don't have the chance.
No opportunity.
No opportunity. That's why we need to, all of us, need to help each other.
But Kunchai, when Her Royal Highness came here, what actually prompted her to really, you have to do something about it? Because you said this was a dangerous area, no man's land, warlords. It must be very, very difficult to enter the area.
Yes.
But what was it that made the foundation decide, okay, let's do something about this?
But she came up here about 50 years ago. My father brought her here to the pagoda, all right, to respect the pagoda, and then she saw the fields and fields of opium, and she knows that's not good, and the land was deforested. So she thought that in her last opportunity in life, why don't I start a project at the age of 87? At the age of 87, and doing the, first of all, give opportunity, not growing opium, try to get the legal, like growing coffee, macadamia, or whatnot, instead of opium. And that all automatically bring back the environment, like forestry, but we call it economic forest. You see, that's why she thought about, first of all, opium. Secondly, is the deforestation that she saw. And once we came, we found out that sex industry is the third thing. Prostitution. All the villages around here, they have to go, sell their body, So that's why I think these are the essential things that she said she must do it. And she started at the age of 87.